All right, everyone. We are playing a modified version of Puppet Shows and Shadow Plays. And I'm surprised I got that right on the first time because I keep wanting to say Puppet Shows and Shadow Shows. But we're being recorded, Abby, so we can listen to it later if we forget something.
Stupid.
And for the one person on YouTube who listens for some reason,
Shout out to him,
the real MVP.
the real MVP. For the random person who does watch these videos, this is Abby, the GM's wife. She's a terror and a menace to society, and she hates us. It's gonna be a great time.
Fuck you.
See, point proven.
Okay. So we're going to start things off. Let's see. What do you say? I'll roll d6 to see who's after. Of course, we're going to start off with a new character. So I'm going to reroll so she actually gets an idea of what I'm doing here. Okay, we'll start off with Dick Bradley. So it's been a year since Convergence, where in that sleepy Tennessee town, some shenanigans happened. What has Cornelius been up to in this last? Not Cornelius. What's Dick Bradley been up to in this last year?
So after this whole thing went down, he went back to Washington D.C. He promised his wife that his days of going out and being gone for long periods of time and out of touch with her were out. Surprisingly, with all the sanity he lost, he didn't lose any bond points with her. He was really keen on keeping that relationship young and fresh. They'd been together for most of their lives. And with him being at the Pentagon at this stage in his life, one thing led to another, and just for whatever reason, they put him on a fast track of promoting. He got all the way up to lieutenant general, and he was content there. He was set up for his retirement, and as fate would have it, his wife got extremely sick and unfortunately ended up dying from the illness. And like this is all within like the last month and a half, so he's still really reeling from her death. But then about a week and a half, 2 weeks later, there was a crash, and his daughter died, and her husband and all of his grandkids. So at this point in time, Cornelius is really not Cornelius, sorry, Robert Dick Bradley is really the only person left within his family. The one family member that he does still have is his adopted son, Cornelius Gwynn. So seeing his entire family die right in front of him, the one thing that really mattered to him in life at this point, his wife and his family passed, they're all gone. He immediately used his sources to reach out, telling the sources that if they needed a off the books mission, they needed an extra body for it, that he would be willing to come out of retirement.
Okay. Let me think here. I imagine it will happen something as simple as like the coffee place you normally go to read the paper, probably in DC.
Yeah, that's part of his morning routine. So he had stopped
And
doing it. I feel like when he was still heavily involved in Delta Green before he retired, he went to this coffee place every single day. Because like they knew that that's where they could reach him. And when he stepped away, he stopped going. But now he's going back there every day.
and it's after like a few weeks of you going back there. Um, Someone sits next to you, like someone's sitting near the spot you normally sit in, reading the paper, and you get your coffee and you sit down, and he's like, "Oh, I'm done with this anyway," and sets the paper down and offers it to you and gets up and walks out. And you open up the paper and it's got like a manila envelope in it with details about you taking a flight to Phoenix. It's got a ticket for you. It also has identification papers and IDs that show that you are a FBI agent, and instructions to meet to go to a specific parking garage, the top floor.
Okay. And he doesn't say this out loud to anybody. Um, he tells Cornelius, that he makes contact with Cornelius before he goes. Says that he's gonna be um, away from a phone for a while. And he has no intentions of coming back from this alive. He has every intention of going in there, still finishing the job, or making sure at least it's finished enough before he dies that his teammates could take care of it.
The retirement plan.
Yep.
So let's move on to Spence. Same thing. It's been a year. You lost your eye in the last operation, and it's probably been a big change for you. And because you used to be a desk jockey, and now you've seen some real shit.
Yeah, I imagine he's pretty much. I think since it's only been a year, I'm gonna assume he probably hasn't been on another mission since this. He's been back at the desk doing his intelligence job with the CIA, kind of dreading. Like he's fully prepared that he's gonna have to take another call sometime, but dreading that it's gonna come, you know, and thankful that it hasn't happened yet. Um, he's certainly been stressed out. It certainly stresses him out there, but he's trying to be as normal and routine so far as possible. Um, I'd say it's like around this time that he is starting to get a little bit more distant from his mom. Maybe not checking in as much as he did when he first, got called into Delta Green and added. So this is kind of the start of the deterioration of the relationship before fully deteriorated later on. But that's really been it. I mean, he's nothing too new going on in his life other than he's back at, his CIA grind and dreading the fact that another call is going to come one day.
And what you dread does come. And I imagine it's something similar that happened to Dick. Maybe it was just you, like, you knew the code phrases, you knew what the words meant, and you knew you had to get to the dead drop location to get the package to find out where you were going. Because the thing with Delta Green is, you hate it, you don't want to have to do this. It's like the last thing you actually want to do, but you know how important it is.
Right.
Which sucks. So, and now we're to Jack. So it's been a year. While Spence lost his eye, you arguably got off worse, losing two of your toes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Um, it's
Abigail.
not a big deal. What year is it again?
96.
Because you plugged it in.
Oh,
Okay.
You
Yeah. So Jack
there.
is, in like Afghanistan right now, helping destabilize the region.
Screw those Soviets.
Yeah. Doing gun deals and stuff like that. So that's what he's been up to for the last year. He kind of was tasked with just leaving once he got back to Washington.
I imagine you were
that's what
back in Washington and you got some leave approved that you didn't request. And then when you got back to your house or your apartment, it was just a manila envelope on the table.
Yeah.
Just nice and simple. So now let's get to Janet Nicole. What's your character's experience with Delta Green? Are they just very new?
Yeah, I was gonna say she's pretty new. She's never really dealt with anything. However, the most she can say is that she did one of her cases. There was a inmate, that was on death row, who they say went insane, but the things that he was spouting didn't really make any sense to Janet. Things of, that could be very much labeled as insane, but to her, something just felt off. Like there was a truth to what he was speaking, especially with the amount of fear that he had, and despite the fact his crime was pretty atrocious.
Are we talking some King in Yellow stuff here?
A little bit, yeah.
Did you see the yellow signs?
No, I did not see the yellow sign.
Okay.
But the inmate was pretty close to describing it to her.
Ah.
It wasn't until they pulled him away that she, due to him being very dangerous and volatile, that she had to kind of quickly pack up. But she basically is just a forensic psychologist that I'm trying to think. Did I say FBI? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're up. Yeah.
Yeah. That she's just working as, forensic psychologist. She will interview a bunch of inmates. She actually knows one that she is keeping a case study on herself. But other than that, she has a pretty simple lifestyle. She goes out once a week to see her friend from childhood, and then at home she has a younger brother that is in between jobs right now, who is living at her house. And she's not too happy about it, but poor guy has nowhere else to go. So, but other than that, she's just a pretty chill lady, I guess I should say. Except when she gets to stick up her ass.
Where do you live at? Where are you based out of?
Oh shit. I didn't really think about that. Florida.
Okay. So I feel like
Northern Florida.
I feel you're pretty new to the FBI and young, right?
Yes. She's like
Probably
30.
get shit for being a woman because they would have just started letting women in the FBI at this point.
Yes.
So I imagine you get a call up to Quantico.
Mm-hmm.
Probably scares the shit out of you. And you're getting put on a potential serial killer case
Yes.
in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
But everything about this feels weird to you.
All right.
Like, you're like, why did me from Florida get called up to Quantico to get this? Why isn't the Phoenix field office handling it? Why, like, you're brought up to talk with someone who you've never talked to before, who's like 4 pay grades above you. It's
Meanwhile-
very strange.
Yes, especially because she's so low on that totem pole.
Yeah, someone apparently put in a good word for you. Or a bad word, considering
Considering.
what happens with Delta Green agents.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
poor Janet.
Can we just get rid of this psychologist? All right, I'll send her to Delta Green.
Yeah, this psychologist, she's a woman. Get her the fuck out of here.
Checks out.
So, Abby, now we're on to you. What is your character Gideon's role in the FBI? What's his day-to-day like?
Profiler.
Okay.
And they send me to evaluate the psyche of all the agents when they've gone through something serious, such as the shooting.
All right. Okay. So, has your character encountered the unnatural before?
Probably.
She's looking at me like I'm asking stupid
You
questions.
brought me into this.
I did. You offered. Okay.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Everyone's literally excited about you playing, right, Anna?
Yeah, I want to see how
You
you
asked
play.
me one other woman in this entire situation.
I was about to say, Zach, like everybody's excited, right, Anna?
Yeah, everyone's excited. Anna.
Well, I assume she knows that her brothers actually enjoy like playing games with her.
I don't know if she knows that. Do you know that, Abigail?
Yeah, Abigail.
Do
The
you know
only time
that?
I remember distinctly playing games with my brother is when me and Jacob cheated at euchre right in front of Emma and Nicholas, and they didn't catch on for like 8 rounds.
That checks.
That sounds about right.
Even though they were cheating, we were still winning.
No, you didn't. We were winning.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, Abby, your character, it's a similar situation. Well, where you live, where are you based out of?
Quantico, Virginia.
Okay, so you also get called in to the big bosses, and they inform you that you're going to be working on a serial killer case, that the details are very fresh, and the situation is a bit abnormal. I didn't hear anything.
I'm listening.
No.
I ain't got out of bed.
No, and they're going to be sending you to Phoenix, Arizona, and they give you the information.
Okay.
So, you guys all arrive in Phoenix. And 1 second, what is the date of that? I believe it's August 14th. Sorry, not August. What am I thinking of?
It's hot as shit.
On the webpage,
Phoenix.
it says August 13th, 1997, last updated
Where do you see that?
on the website.
Oh.
Website.
It's now.
You went to Phenomenex?
Yep.
Very trustworthy source of information there.
Mm-hmm. I would
Did
hope
we
that they
stop?
would at least get the date and
I forgot when I wrote that. Do they sound any more sane?
no.
Okay. So, you date doesn't matter too much. You guys all arrive in Phoenix, and you all end up making your way up to the top of a parking garage. Does anyone who arrives first?
I feel like Dick Bradley probably does. Just because, he's retired, has no strings attached to really anything anymore other than his dog. And I guess Cornelius is watching him or something.
No, sorry, the date would be the 9th, August 9th. Actually, yeah, it'd be probably the 10th when you guys arrive. So Dick Bradley shows up. He goes up to the top of this parking garage and sees an SUV with a man leaning against it, smoking a cigarette, and then a couple cars parked off on the other side of the top floor, and that's all you see. And when he notices you, he says whatever code word was provided in your information, and you get into the SUV. And he reminds you no small talk, and we're waiting for the others. If you go over to whatever the hell it's called, records, you'll be able to see a picture of your handler, who I wanted to look like Tommy Lee Jones because it
Isn't this
works.
the same handler we had last time?
Different handler.
He looks the same.
I can tell you he doesn't because your new handler looks like Tommy Lee Jones.
All
So-
right. I feel like I'm gonna keep fucking that up. Dick Bradley just has a fucking cigar that he's puffing on and a flask of whiskey.
He basically pays you no mind. He hardly looks at you as you get into the SUV. And who arrives next?
We'll say Jack does. All he did was get home, grab an envelope, see it, and then grab his bag and head off to the airport. So
You arrive, Jack, and it's a similar thing. He's just sitting outside the SUV, and he tells you to climb in and no small talk. You climb in and you see, I don't even think you know his real name, but you worked with him on a previous op.
Yeah, you know that. You
No,
knew last time my
he
name
does.
was. Oh yeah, because we divulged
because we
that.
knew each other
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
outside. of-
we knew each other from Delta Green or Delta Force.
From the Delta
Delta.
Force.
Yeah. So
By the way, off topic, Garrett, did you see that the survivor of the Maduro raid put up a report on what happened?
yeah, I did.
Hilarious, but that's off topic.
I see. You can't really call him an old friend, but yeah, I see Jack McCock get into the vehicle, and I just give him a nod. Don't say anything. I just give him a nod.
And Jack just nods back.
So
And lights a
one
cigarette.
after another, you guys all show up and you cram into this this brand new Suburban. And why are you looking at me, Abby? And you're told no small talk, and he's still sitting outside when the last one of you gets in, finishing a cigarette. Is anyone talking, or are you all just kind of sitting there awkwardly twiddling your thumbs?
Jack is also smoking a
You're
cigarette.
the last one in? Okay.
Yeah, I was standing in the back watching longer.
Yeah. So then you get in.
I'm gonna say when Spence got in, he just looked at the two of them and said, "Is it always the same team?" And then said nothing after that.
I feel like Gideon and Janet are very confused. This isn't normal FBI procedure. Like,
Yeah, I was gonna say Janet probably sizes up. Pretty much. Obviously, why can I not think of their names? Holy shit. Dick, Spence, and Jack. Obviously, she can kind of tell that like something happened between the three of them, but she kind of keeps to herself and just kind of like watches the situation.
and I don't know what Spence is wearing, but like, very obviously, Jack and Dick are not wearing like anything that you'd expect FBI agents to be wearing in the field right before going into an operation.
Spence does look like an FBI agent right now.
Yeah, so you're in your, I think you're NSA, aren't you? Or
No, he's CIA.
oh yeah, you're CIA. So you're
He's a suit.
familiar with song and dance.
Yeah.
What's Gideon thinking, Abby?
Gideon doesn't like the rules, so he gets in and says, "Who the fuck are you?"
Okay. So who are you saying that to?
Everyone.
Is anyone going to answer her, or just him and look, or just look and ignore him?
I just kind of, I look at him and like I'm a grumpy ass old fuck. I just look at him and just kind of new blood.
In my 50s.
I don't think that's what he meant. But there's not really even any chance for small talk because then your handler gets in the front seat and he uh, he just kind of looks at you guys through the rearview mirror, and he's like, "Okay, let's do this real quick. Ground rules first. I know some of you are less experienced than others when it comes to this work. The less you know about each other, the safer you are. No need to share. No need to know about whose kid goes where or what PTA you're on or who's fucking who. Doesn't matter. We're here for a job. We're going to get it done. I expect you to be professionals. You've all been given identities, code names. You'll refer to each other by code names and identities. Gideon and Janet, you were not given identities because you are the actual FBI officers involved in this.
Mm-hmm.
But the others don't know that. It's like, so I'll make things I'll cover what we know briefly to get you guys out there. You have a few meetings, people are expecting you. So, first things first, we have a lot of disappearances along the I-70 in Arizona, just outside of Phoenix here. We've had a handful of disappearances. This normally wouldn't change anything. People disappear in the desert all the time. The issue is with the body we had turn up. The details are not fully known to me at the moment, but it was enough to spook the district attorney to call in the FBI. It flagged some people at the home office, and so now we're involved. You have a meeting with the sheriff and tribal sheriff as well. They're the leads on this investigation. They're waiting for the FBI's involvement. You're going in as FBI agents to help them solve this case. We're not positive if this is something unnatural yet, but we need you to be prepared for the possibility. And if it is something unnatural, you I'll wait. Abby ran off real quick. I'll wait for her to get back. But if you look in your journal entries,
I was gonna say, do we have a case file or anything?
there's a handout for you. You don't have a case file yet. This is all very spur of the moment. So yeah, this would be the morning's like paper thing. So like a morning magazine thing. So it's August 13th. You're right. So and if you go back to the thing, and you go to journal, you can see a handout.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. You have to like scroll up a bit on there. Or is it press escape? You have to scroll down to the bottom. I think you have to exit out of it. Yeah. Then go to journal. And you can see there's a news report right there. He's talking and he's like, we don't know if this is something unnatural yet. What we do know is that if it is unnatural, standard cleanup procedure, make sure it looks natural by the end. There's nothing, no evidence, nothing that anyone can play with and fuck something up with. God knows we need less of that around. But if it is something more natural, seriously? Right out. He goes, if it is something more natural, just your run of the mill serial killer, just quickly help them solve the case, get out of their way. Easy work day for you.
Is it ever that easy?
It's like, so here's the thing. You do have a meeting before you go meet with the sheriff with the field office here in Phoenix. The director of this field office is not in the loop, but she's friendly.
Mm-hmm.
She knows when to call us in, and that's about all she knows. She'll stay out of your way. She'll let you guys deal with it, but don't expect a lot of help. Your identities are pretty solid, but don't try to make a scene. Don't make a mess for us to clean up. Someone was asking something. What was it?
What kind of support do we have? Any green boxes?
I do have a GPS coordinates for a green box for you in case you need to dump something off, or we don't know what's been in there. As far as we can tell, no one's been in there in 10 years. But got some GPS coordinates, and the only notes we have on it are you'll need a metal detector and a shovel. He takes a drag off his cigarette, and he's like, over there are 2 sedans for you, rentals. Everything's all through the FBI, so it's all clean. Don't worry about that. Inside is clean. I wasn't able to get a bunch of guns for you or anything, so you only have your sidearms if you brought them. You might be able to get something from the director here, but again, like I said, don't expect much support. She's not happy we're here.
Robert's just like shuffling through papers, cigar still poking out of his mouth. Anything else that we need to know before we do our thing like usual?
He hands you a card, and it's like just a blank business card with the phone number. And he's like, if for any reason you need to contact me, make sure it's on a secure line or a payphone, and just ask about setting up a dinner reservation. And then he goes, welcome to N-Cell. Now get the fuck out of my car.
As friendly as ever. I feel like at this point, just because he was an asshole about it, as Bradley gets out of the vehicle, he just like kicks off the burnt end of his cigar into the vehicle.
What a dick. So there's 2 just like sedans. I don't think it matters what model. They're the really ugly like Ford Taurus sedans with like the bubble windshields from the 90s. You know the ones I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They're those. Black, and keys are sitting on the front seat. All the paperwork's right. to show they're, rented by the FBI. And there's printed off directions to the, not printed off, but there's written directions to the local field office, and then directions from the field office to the sheriff, who you have a meeting with tomorrow morning.
Jack will just walk over to one of the cars and get in the driver's seat.
As well as a hotel reservation information, which is in near the San Carlos reservation. And it's just a Holiday Inn, and it's like a 4-room block. So one of you is going to have to bunk up. So I take it you guys are just all getting in the cars and heading towards the field office?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Janet probably gets in the car with let's see, probably Spence. Whichever one he's going to.
And we got in the car with Jack.
Oh damn.
He went for a familiar face.
Would you and Gideon know each other?
Me and Gideon?
Yeah. He might be a few levels up the food chain with you, because you just get called in specifically for serial killer stuff, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say we probably not much contact then. I mostly deal with a lot of court judges and lawyers and everything. Not so much that end. The only time I might
I
have
read her
gotten
file.
You wouldn't have been able to read her file yet, unless you.
I do all the evaluations.
Oh, you do the psychological evaluations for FBI agents?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you probably recognize her.
And I know that the other 3 aren't FBI agents.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know that. You don't know the entire department.
Well, you probably have a feeling they're not. I mean, some of those guys are. I mean, it makes sense if she's doing psychological evaluations for new incoming agents to know that some of these guys have been around for a while, and the way they're talking, this doesn't feel FBI. And it's not FBI.
Exactly.
And so you guys all get in your cars and you start heading over. It's takes you maybe an hour to get to the field office here, and it's a bit awkward. I don't know if you guys are talking in the car rides or anything, or if it's just kind of quiet and awkward.
I feel like Jack would talk with Spence.
Yeah, I mean, Spence would probably be like, so what have you been up to in the past year?
Well, over there. I'm sure you know about it.
Yep. Yeah. Been attached to the desk, but I mean, I know everything going on.
I feel like it's the most awkward conversations because none of you can reveal anything about your lives, and then you work in fields where you also can't reveal anything, so it's triply awkward.
Well, Jack's will just be kind of also I'd rather be over there though than back doing this.
I think Spence and Jack should just be speaking in Russian the entire time.
Yeah.
That doesn't reveal personal details about our lives or our fields.
No, not at all.
I'm just imagining Anna's character just sitting there and Spencer just looks to Jack and goes Spence just looks to Jack and goes, and no cheeky bleaky Bastonia.
Janet's just looking at them. Obviously from their body language and everything, she could probably take a wild guess that they've known each other for a little bit, or they did know each other. It doesn't take a genius to kind of figure that one out.
You know the scene in Charlie the Unicorn where they're talking in Portuguese to each other, and Charlie's just confused and walking with them?
Yeah, pretty much.
I imagine it's like that.
Pretty much. But she doesn't say anything because, again, she's taken that rule a little seriously. She's a straight edge type of person. Sometimes a little bit of a with a stick in her ass type of straight edge.
But Spence definitely said something in Russian because he assumed when he said over there, he wanted to see if he could verify like where over there, like an idea of all right, what kind of places has Jack actually been? What's his specialty? Because
I'm sure Jack has a deep dark tan right now.
Yeah.
And Spence knows like over there, like what's going on around this time period that like is the biggest deal, and
Jack's wearing a scarf.
it's like,
Just
yeah,
around his neck.
I know what you mean. Over
Probably
there.
jacket because he's in Phoenix in summer, and he's like, it's making chilly. But what is Gideon thinking in this car ride with these people he's never met before in this
I
thing?
thought there's 2 different cars.
There is 2 different cars. Who are you riding with? Are you riding with?
Dick Bradley.
It's just
I guess you'd be riding with Dick Bradley.
yeah, it's just me.
Also old fucks.
Yeah, you're
I'm
both
just-
old.
Otherwise, Dick's in the car by
And so-
himself. Everybody's just like, stay away from the angry old man.
Like realistically, I feel like Dick
Since
looks.
Gideon's a profiler, he had observed Dick Bradley in some of his mannerisms, and it just point blank asked him when his wife died.
Damn!
I'll check something
You
real
can
quick.
say wife. You can profile that he's dealing with grief, but you don't know wife. You have to be like, so who died?
Okay, fine. So when did your significant other or someone important to you die? Because
Dang.
clearly you're not in the right state of mind for this.
So, I feel like at this point, Dick is so like he looks a lot older than what he actually is. Like he looks like he's probably his mid to late 60s, but he's only 53. Still puffing on a cigar. At this point, he's probably gotten he's like on his second or third one since you initially saw him, just looking out the window. You ask him the question. Takes the cigar out of his mouth, blows out the smoke, looks at you. Now, you listen here, alright? Listen real good. I don't know you. You don't know me. And for the sake of everybody, we're gonna keep it that way. There's not gonna be any personal questions. I've seen shit in my life. I've been through this, and you are very obviously a greenhorn and have no idea what the fuck you're getting into. So just sit over there and keep driving.
Oh, so apparently you're driving.
Oh yeah, Dick's not fucking driving. Fuck that shit.
He's too
So-
old.
After about an hour, you guys pull up to the field office here in Phoenix. You go in, and someone's waiting for you. And because I wanted to go with the, just making random people look like actors, we have a Sigourney Weaver looking director for this. Like, women were just allowed in the FBI, and somehow she's worked her way up to that position through spite.
That checks.
Yeah, that check. Look at that lady.
Like, she
Really?
looks like she is just made of anger and hatred.
Why is everyone smoking a cigarette? Damn.
Because
So
it's the 90s.
It's the 90s.
Don't give
Why
shit
am I
about
not
the
seeing
laws.
people on my? I don't
Jack
see
has
people.
been smoking like cigarettes this whole time. Just
One
whole
after
drive.
another chain.
My God.
I don't know why, but I don't see anybody.
You might need to click off and click back on.
I had to.
But the you get brought up to a conference room. Do you need more love?
Yes.
I'll get you more in a moment. Let me finish what I'm saying. You get brought up to a conference room, and she's already pacing back and forth, looking through papers, smoking heavily, like the ashtray's full.
No, that's not working for me.
That's weird.
She looks like an off-brand Sigourney Weaver. If that helps.
But she's smoking like a chimney, and you guys come in, and she's like, fucking finally, let's get this shit over with. I don't know why the fuck every time something like this happens, they have to bring in some assholes from Quantico. My people aren't happy about this, okay? Disappearances happening in their backyard. We've been trying to get involved with this whole fucking time, but those jackasses over there decided they have it handled. And now that we have some Dutch tourist baby end up dead, now they're freaking out because now the fucking Dutch ambassador wants to get involved. She takes another drag off her cigarette and she's like, "Listen, I don't know why the hell Quantico wants to get you fucks some of you fuckers involved every single time something strange pops off across the desk. I'm told not to ask about it. I don't like it. I don't care. Go deal with it. Don't give me any headaches, okay?"
With all due,
Well, I think you've done that well enough for yourself. Where's the case file?
with all due respect, ma'am, we're here to save this city, and we might just save your job in the process. We'll do our thing. We'll stay out of your way. You stay out of our way, and everything will be just fine.
She rolls her eyes at that and she's like, "Listen here, I don't have a case file. They didn't want us to do any of that shit. You have a meeting with the sheriff first thing tomorrow morning out in the shithole San Carlos, okay? Just deal with it. For the love of God, don't give me any more headaches. I have enough of those already. And Quantico's breathing down my neck about this shit. So clean up your own messes, okay?"
Clean
Are
up
you
our
rolling
own
your eyes,
messes.
Gavin?
Sounds like you made this mess yourself just fine, and we're here to clean up your mess.
Jack just turns around and walks out.
I was gonna say Janet probably steps in and she kind of like puts her hands up just to kind of mediate the situation. Last thing we need is to have people down each other's throats for no reason. She's just gonna go, okay, what my associate here means and what he is trying to say, as she kind of like gives him like a side glance. She goes, "We are not here to step on any toes. We were called in, yes. And I understand that while both teams don't really like to get along, we're going to work on this and hopefully stay out of each other's way. If there is anything that you may give us or help us with, that would be great. However, we understand that it is limited at this time. We know that we need to go see the sheriff, but we will try to stay out of everyone's way." And she's just kind of like very calm, very chill, very like neutral face. Like she's trying to keep her tone neutral, trying not to incite any more hostilities more than there already are.
You see that Dick is already long gone with Jack. Like, he said what he had to say and then walked out.
I mean, Spence was gone by this point too. He followed Jack out as well. He's like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't want any part of this.
What is Gideon doing? Are you staying or did you walk out with everyone else?
Now it's just Nikki in there by herself trying to talk to the
Yeah.
director.
Yeah, I was gonna say, thanks guys.
He what's his name? Can I roll that?
Well, tell me what you want to do and I'll tell you if you have to roll it.
He evaluates her stance and everything and asks for he targets her stress responses and talks about what her stress responses are referring to, and says there is a file and wants to, I don't know, see what that
You want to try and get information from her?
yeah.
Human.
All to bed.
So that'd be human. Human intelligence. Do you want to lay down here, Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right Okay, you only rolled once. Jeez.
I didn't work the first time.
Okay. Well, you succeeded on both of them, so give me a moment. Let me get stuff for our son.
Go lay down on the couch. Okay. Go lay down.
Look at Abigail trying to play the game, and the rest of us is like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yeah, I know.
Go lay down, Jonathan.
I like how,
How are you still awake? It's 9:37, bud.
yeah, we're trying to do what we can. Meanwhile, you guys are just like, yeah, fuck this shit, and just walk out.
Well, I feel like Spence's reaction is totally exactly like once Jack was like, "Yeah, I'm not dealing with this shit," and left. Jack's like, or Spence was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna deal with this shit either." I don't know, like if everybody else had stayed, he wouldn't have left. But with Jack already walking out, he was just like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Dick, but I don't want any part of this."
Well, and so like Dick's thing is, with him being pretty close to the top within the military, he had stopped like really answering to people, and he doesn't like these power hungry, you're just in my way, you're causing me problems people. And he doesn't give a flying fuck anymore, and he's just not gonna deal with it.
So you
Jack's
try
been
and
out, in the desert dealing with people, and he's just like, I don't care for this. He was like, I'll go talk with the sheriff and get some real information.
Gideon and Janet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Are
yeah.
still in there trying to like calm down the situation. And she's like, look, the only thing I can give you, the only thing I have is the information about the disappearances and the body we found. The basic shit. I don't have a coroner's report yet. I don't have anything. I'll give that to you, and then you can fuck off, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's say Nikki just goes, "Yep, that sounds good."
So I also feel like it's a difference of you have two actual FBI agents who are actually worried about their job versus other people who are like, what the fuck are you gonna do to me, motherfucker?
Yeah, that's
First of all, the three of us probably at this point know for a fact we don't answer to this woman and she can't do shit to us. These two are just like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but this is director level. I'm used to like dealing with probably power hungry, just being shitty to me because they're in charge of me. They're my superior because I'm just a desk jockey right now at the CIA. But he just followed you guys out because it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on here, but I don't want to deal with this shit either.
Jack mostly deals with, hey, get this done, and however you need to, and Jack just goes and does it himself. So
Yeah, that was a problem on our last mission.
So
Yep.
if you look into your journal, you can see the information about disappearances that have happened in the along this area of 70 that they're concerned about.
So
I take it you guys head back down to the garage and meet with everyone.
No.
No, what are you doing?
I pull Nikki aside, or sorry, Janet, and say, Nikki, Janet, whatever, and I tell her, I say, listen, I
You
know
don't know
for
she's
a
Nikki.
fact,
You only know her name is Agent Nexus. That's all you know.
whatever. I pull Agent Nexus aside and say, listen, I know for a fact those three are not FBI agents. I haven't seen their files. I haven't been able to look at anything. He doesn't necessarily tell her what he's seen her file, but he says that he can say that he's pretty high up enough that he can get into certain things, and says he can tell they've all been through something and they're not emotionally stable and they shouldn't be working a case, but for some reason they're here.
You'll find out the reason.
And I said, whatever's going on, I need somebody else who has some sanity.
Nikki's just gonna go, based off what I saw, They are turbulent, to say the least. However, we do have to work as a team, regardless if we think that they are suited for this or not. Unfortunately, from what I had gathered, they seem to know each other at least a little bit. Whether for good or for bad, we may have to, let's see, come to see what they know. I don't like it as much as you do. They are always on edge, and it's putting everyone else on edge. However, we just have to see where this goes. And she just kind of...
He agrees and says, we'll have to watch that old man. He's wound tighter than my ex-wife Sharon on a bottle of sherry.
Oof. Thanks for that one.
He says, let's go, give them the fact summary and tell them to cool their jets.
Nikki agrees, and she says, we better go find them before they go too far. Who knows where they're going to end up.
My guess is a bar.
So, you guys all, I imagine you all meet up back down there in the garage where your cars are parked, and you're probably getting some side eyes from other agents inside this building because, like, why the hell did they bring in Quantico for this? Like, This is our backyard. We can handle our own mess. You don't need to bring fucking all those assholes in here. And I imagine you share the fact summary and you all look at it as you head towards the hotel, the Holiday Inn with your 4 rooms that you have. And by the time you get to this Holiday Inn near the San Carlos, I mean, it's like dinner time. And you have a meeting tomorrow morning.
How come we can't see each other's?
I'm
Like
trying to figure out if there's a way to do it through that. If you...
Our GM is a big bully.
Yeah, I am a big bully.
You think I'm mean at D&D? This guy, he'll complain about how I run something in D&D, then turn around and do the exact same
Jacob's
fucking
thing
thing
just
in Delta
disappeared.
Green.
Okay, I want to point out Delta Green's a bit different than D&D.
Jacob's thing completely disappeared.
D&D is a power fantasy. Delta Green is a power fantasy for me.
Jacob's thing completely disappeared.
I
But
don't know why everything's weird.
Oh, there he is.
Is it?
That was weird.
so you guys all head to the hotel. Who's rooming with who? Because someone needs to share a room.
I feel like Dick Bradley shares a room with somebody.
Does anybody want to share a room with Dick Bradley? I feel like nobody wants to drink that straw.
I feel like Gideon shares the room with Dick Bradley just because he wants to keep a close eye on him to make sure he doesn't do something stupid like try to get himself killed.
What, is it because I shot a 17-year-old pregnant woman in the head? Is that the problem?
I don't know that. It's not in your file. You guys don't
No.
have files.
I don't. That's not why. That's not why. Right now, that I think everybody's on edge. Only we know about you shooting the pregnant woman, and that's the least of my worries right now. Pregnant woman's in the past. I'm worried about you shooting another pregnant woman.
For Gideon and Jackie, I imagine it's interesting because these agents introduced themselves and you've never heard of any of them, and they were from such weird like field offices. Like, you know, it's like the guy Jack with the deepest tan for some reason is in the field office in Alaska.
That seems like poor planning on Delta Green's part.
Jack just looks at it and goes, "What a fucking idiot."
And it's just like, I mean, you have to think this is like a rush job because this just came across the desk. So they're just like, we can shove someone somewhere, no one will ask enough questions, okay? That's why they're like, your IDs are good enough to pass first muster. Don't make them have to go second muster. So
I'd say that's also partially why Jack just didn't want to stay in there too long either.
Also, because he was
Yeah.
wearing a scarf and speaking in Russian.
She's the least
She's like-
friendly
she's
friendly
like-
you've ever encountered.
She's like, something's up. This guy's wearing a scarf and speaking in Russian. Any FBI agent I know.
We're not
So-
talking like winter scarf. We're talking, you know.
A
Yeah, I know.
fashion scarf, duh.
He's a little
I know what
zesty.
we're talking about. She's like, why the hell are you wearing that?
So as soon as we get to the hotel, I feel like Bradley puts his shit in the room. He immediately goes up to Nirvana and Nuthatch. So, for the old time's sakes here, why don't we go down to the bar and get ourselves a good drink?
I do want to remind you guys, your meeting is tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And it's only about like 6, 7 o'clock. You do have coordinates for a green box.
Nah, we don't need that yet.
Nah, I think my offer stands to go to the bar.
Yeah.
So you guys head to the local bar and drink whiskey. How long are you
Why
drinking
whiskey?
whiskey for?
What if I don't want whiskey?
Hey,
Is
you
that the only
drink
thing this
whatever
bar
is at
has?
the local bar. It's Arizona. I figured you'd want to drink whiskey.
Does
You go
Arizona
to the
know for
local bar
whiskey?
and order strawberry daiquiris till you pass out, Spencer. How about that?
Jack wants beer.
Why do I have so much autonomy except for what I choose to drink at the bar? Why is this the only thing I don't have autonomy over?
You don't get to choose.
You drink whatever you'd like at the bar. Okay, we'll play this out. The bartender's name is
Very
Jared McAllister, and he's a portly man, and he's cleaning the glass when you walk in. What are you ordering, Jacob?
What IPAs do you have on tap?
No, we don't serve Cyclopses here.
Jack just looks at Spence and goes, "Of course you would drink IPAs."
Do they even have IPA? Like, I know IPAs were invented by the
they might not. I don't drink IPAs in real life, so I have no idea when they're created. I just know they suck.
I know they were created by the
Hey,
British.
fuck you!
to
I'm
send,
drinking IPAs right now. Fuckers.
IPAs are terrible. I have no idea why you're drinking an IPA.
So, are you guys just enjoying each other's company at the bar?
Yeah, I feel like as far as Dick goes, you see that like he's not really relaxed, but he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's a lot calmer now. He's in a little bit of a more jovial mood, drinking whiskey on the rocks. You know, just catching up. You know, it's been a year since we went through and seen some heinous shit together.
Yeah,
James,
just barely
did you-
survived.
Did you go to the bar with them?
You come to a bar with us?
Or were you like sitting in your room on your computer just trying to figure out what the hell's going on?
I was gonna say she probably she's a straight lace. She doesn't smoke. She don't really drink. She tries to keep her head clear. You know what I mean? So yeah, she's probably just typing away on her shitty 19 whatever computer.
Are
Just
you hanging
kind of-
out with? Well, Gideon, are you going to the bar with them or hanging out with Janet?
No, I'm calling it contact.
Who are you calling?
A buddy in the CIA.
Okay, so you have a buddy in the CIA. I mean, that's reasonable for how long you've been there. What are you trying to do with your buddy in the CIA?
He calls his buddy and sees if there's any rogue CIA agents or CIA agents who disappear for periods of time and come back.
Okay, make a bureaucracy check. You won't play the stage time with that.
I will say while I'm at the bar, I do step away and I make a personal phone call to the Pentagon.
Success.
Your contact at the CIA says, of course there's people who disappear and go off the books for periods of time. We're the fucking CIA. What do you expect? Or if you're looking for someone specific, you need to give me more than that.
She just gives minor. He gives minor things, but it's things that stick out. Is there anybody who's lost an eye? You want me to play this game? I'm playing this game.
I mean, roll some dice here.
You want me to play the game? I'm playing the game.
Why nicer?
Anybody missing an eye?
Oh my god.
It's like, yeah, there's an analyst who lost an eye about a year back. Just
Doing what?
classified. Every time something embarrassing happens, every time someone doesn't want someone to know anything, every time someone accidentally drops the soap in the shower, they slap a classified label on it and no one can read it. You know how this shit works just as much as I do.
I don't know what I got myself into. But it ain't good.
Welcome to the business.
This analyst, he come back normal.
Fuck, as normal as anyone comes back when they disappear for periods of time. He lost an eye and he was a bit more serious from what I heard, but fuck, I don't talk to analysts much.
My hair hangs up.
Okay. What was Dick Bradley doing?
I made a personal call to the Pentagon.
Who do
You left the bar?
What?
I make a request to have my full personal file pulled and sent to me. That's all.
Okay, where are you getting it sent to you at?
I tell him just
do you
to
want it mailed to your home? Like, what do you want?
no. So I tell him to send it to the hotel that we're at, and I had told the hotel clerk on the way out, hey, I'm gonna be having a package that's gonna be delivered here for me.
No bureaucracy roll or anything for that. Don't worry.
Jack wants. So we're in around the area, right, where it happened?
Yeah, you're in San Carlos. You're just staying at a Holiday Inn. Like, you're at a local bar. Like,
So Jack's gonna ask the bartender and be like, "So, what have you heard about these people that have gone recently?" Bartenders always hear things.
Woo.
I was just looking at your persuade, which I didn't realize was so fucking high. Like, you've probably been chatting with him all night, like, for a minute at this point. Like, you've ordered a couple of drinks, you've been laughing with
couple
him.
dollars, some good tips.
Yeah, you dropped like a crisp $20 bill on the bar top, so he's giving you extra special attention because it's the 90s and inflation's a bitch. And you're probably just excited to be back in an American bar,
Absolutely.
drinking Budweiser because like you can't get it over there. And he's like, look, I've heard about those disappearances on 70, and fucking idiots go into the desert all the time. You get tourists from, out in the Midwest or fucking Californians and shit and think they know the desert and come to Arizona, wander off the beaten path, not fill up the gas tank in their car. People disappear all the time.
So no locals.
We've had a few locals, like, thing is, it's the desert. We lose people occasionally. There have been a lot lately, though. I know the police are apparently looking into it. I haven't heard anything about a suspect or nothing. But out here on the reservation, and this guy's white. Like, he's what? He's like,
Yeah.
I mean, if you've been around, You know how these Indians like to drink. Ain't much to just drink 1, 2, 3 many bottles of whiskey, end up in a ditch baking in the Arizona sun, dehydrated to all hell, and get picked apart by coyotes before anyone finds you.
Any issues with the reservation in recent times?
Same issues as always.
And those would be?
Just fucking tribal cops and sheriff button heads over stupid bullshit. Got the county and them just fighting all the time over fucking parking tickets and who's what's crime, and you got natives getting drunk and occasionally running off, doing God knows what. Just typical stuff.
So good to say they don't get along.
As much as you'd expect. I mean,
Does the reservation have any theories about the disappearances? As far as you know?
all I know is they're looking into it. I mean, same thing they've been saying for weeks now. They've been looking into the disappearances. They have no suspects at this time. Fucking tale as old as time. Only reason they're even talking about it is because it might scare some tourists away. I'm getting a drink one moment.
Well, Jack will just say, thanks for the information.
He's not here right now.
Let me walk away. I thought he said Abigail wanted to get a drink.
He says, "Oh, no problem. Don't worry." So it's, getting later in the evening. I'm sure you guys just ate at the bar.
Yep.
Any other plans for the night, or are you just going to sleep and going to the meeting in the morning?
Yeah, Jack would just go to bed. Probably the first night he's actually gotten, a good night's rest in a while.
Yeah, Dick Bradley, he also goes straight to bed once he gets back. He didn't he was feeling the drinks a little bit, but he didn't get sloshed or anything like that. When he goes to bed though, he sleeps on his back, and on his chest, he's holding his HK 1911.
A gun that doesn't exist.
The gun that doesn't exist.
I'd have to say, for Spence, Jack, and Dick, it's probably a concerning experience to sleep in a hotel right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I say, Spence right now, going back, he is.
Oh yeah, Jack's
he's got
definitely armed.
I don't think Spence is even armed right now. He's just got some flashback PTSD going on right now. I mean, as per usual, this has already started. He's religiously showering and checking his body right now in the mirror. He's locked the door, shut the curtains, done whatever he can to before he goes to bed. Just freaked out about kind of being in the middle of what feels like nowhere right now to him, or knowing that they're going in the middle of nowhere and they're in this hotel and they're in a hotel again and there's disappearances going on. Feels very, very familiar and not in a good way.
So you in the morning, your meeting's at 9:00. You guys head over to meet with the state cop. State cop Major Frank Garrett and the tribal sheriff, whose name is what is it? Alejandro Camaravas. And it's like a small office you're meeting in. And you can see pictures of that if you'd like. And
Why does he look like Dennis Quaid?
I don't know. And they're both like sitting there. You can obviously tell there's a tension in the room when you guys walk in. And that they aren't the biggest fan of each other.
Wow, you really made him look like the most generic chief police ever.
What do you expect the Apache police officer to do? You want him to wear a feather headdress?
I say he looks super generic.
Oh. But you walk in and there's a tension. You can obviously tell they're not the biggest fan of each other. They have some details about the cases laid out in front of you, including the statement that you guys got the day before from the FBI. They also have and they're going to hand you guys this stuff when you walk in. So I got some stuff to give you, and they're going to greet you, and they're like, you'd be like, so you got, and Garrett's going to do most of the talking, and then he's going to be like, so you're with the FBI?
Yes, sir.
Like, so
Gideon takes over and says that he's a profiler. And asks if there's any connections between all of the victims.
So we're just going to dive right into it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's like, oh yeah, getting straight to brass tacks. I appreciate that. Only real connections we have is the area that they all happen around the San Carlos Reservation. The first two disappearances we have, Felix Royos and Shelly Hernandez. We're not 100% sure if they're related to the case. Both of them lived more, as you'd say, transient lifestyles. And as a result, they are, prostitutes go missing all the time. They run off with some John somewhere in another state. If I tore apart the desert every time a whore went missing, there'd be no desert left. And Felix Arroyo's kid's been in trouble with the law his whole life, mostly for drugs and petty bullshit. But people like that, they occasionally just run off. Sometimes they reappear years later, but he ran off.
Are all of the bodies that you found the same?
This is he's handed out the paperwork. If you guys can see it, he had the coroner's report. He has a map of the disappearances, and he's like, "This is the only body we found. We were not bringing in the FBI or anything because we hadn't found any bodies. We just thought disappearances went up, and then we came across the body, and it." Between the district attorney and now apparently an ambassador might get involved because little girl's Dutch. But
Is this the only missing
solid.
child?
You would know from the report that apparently a 5-month-old went missing with Rolf, Brenna, and Daniel Prattner. And then with Ed Schultz and Chris Martin, they had a child as well.
Where's that information?
In the fact summary.
Based on the coroner's report, it was more of a ritualistic killing, not.
Where's the
Big
fact
mark.
summaries?
You should have access to it. Hey, you could definitely have
There's like 5
Base
things.
neck. Let's go.
Right now, I only have a map, the Devil's Highway, the National Toutler, and the Sophie Coroner's report, as well as the link to Phenomenex.
That's weird.
Oh,
You should
I only have the coroner's report and the Devil's Highway.
Click off there and then click back on.
Yeah, I have pretty much the map, fact summary.
I'm not getting the
resources,
facts.
Sophie
I'm not
news.
getting the fact summary.
Oh, I couldn't even completely read it because of the fucking handwriting. Okay, here we go.
Still don't got it.
I'm looking at it real quick here. You should have it, Bigger.
Bitten off.
Try refreshing your
There you
thing.
go. I got it now. I showed
Okay.
up just.
Human bite wounds.
Horrific killer.
He's like, yeah, and he's like, you can tell the
Hmm.
sheriff really doesn't want to talk about Sophie Van Olsen. Like, he's like, yeah, that was a. I mean, I got kids, and I can tell you it's something I'm losing sleep over. So I don't know what kind of fucked up thing we have going on here. And you can, if you want to see the body, you can go talk with the coroner and go talk with. He's apparently working on molds of the teeth, but that takes time, and then compare them with dental records and all
The
that.
bite marks are human.
Yeah.
That's what he says. I mean, I'd be easier if they were coyote. I mean, but we deal with a lot of. We find it's. I mean, fuck. Every few months we find a body chewed on by coyotes, but like, yeah. This whole time, Colorado's has been pretty quiet.
What's your opinion? He says to the tribal sheriff.
The Colorado's goes. My opinion is I don't want my people blamed for whatever's happening here. As quickly happens. And the sheriff like shoots him a glare. Like, I want to help catch whoever did this. As much as the rest of you. But the last thing, my people don't have a good history with the federal government interfering with us.
Mr. Colorados, is it? Sheriff Colorados, tribal chief, tribal sheriff.
Yes.
Not trying to imply that there's anything going on with your people or anything like this. I mean, it very well could be a copycat from anywhere, but is there any kind of known legends that you can think of, that would be on the known legends of your people that would fit somebody draining the blood or gnawing on human flesh?
Gideon cuts him off like a Wendigo and laughs.
The sheriff rolls his eyes. He's like typical white people.
Jack will say, well, someone.
The Comanche, the Navajo, like the Iroquois, the Apache, we're all the same. And he's like, just rolls his eyes and drinks his coffee, and he's like, my people are not cannibals.
And I'm not suggesting that.
Before we would eat human flesh.
Right, I'm not suggesting that somebody from the reservation is eating human flesh. I'm more just curious about whether or not there could be a copycat, if there's any legends they might be trying to pull. So
Right.
Trying to pull a specific legend.
Yeah, as my colleague is saying here, it's not uncommon for there to be some sort of a popular folklore, if you will, and especially there are some more gruesome ones, and somebody's inspired by the idea and wants to enact
You won't change your text, so just go to
people to be scared. So that they copycat.
Firmly states, my people have starved many of them before they've ever even considered human flesh.
We're not
Jack
talking.
Will say,
we're not insinuating your people, sir.
He's like, there's no there's no myth or superstition with the Apache.
Not even about any kind of creature or monsters.
Jack will say, what if someone's trying to frame your people? We would like to know if there's anything that will suggest that as well.
It's like the closest myth is that of the that'd be the Chippewa. The Chippewa in the Midwest of the Wendigo. But the only people who had myth like that were the people who believed in just eating their enemies, and those were some of the small tribes along the Gulf.
What about anything with needles and draining blood and fluids?
And he's getting more annoyed at you guys because it's very typical for someone to just treat the natives like superstitious peoples. And he's like, no, nothing like that.
Mm.
So you guys, you could go meet with the coroner, examine the body, talk with the coroner about what he found. Or you could do whatever. I mean, you know the location of a few of the places where people disappeared.
Can
You
I
know the one especially. You could head there. Like, what are you guys thinking?
can I do a human int check on the conversation real quick with the tribal chief, just to see if he's withholding anything that he could be thinking of, just because he doesn't want to potentially frame his own people?
Yeah, sure.
Me as well.
Yeah, sure.
You
Oh.
meant?
I failed 57 over 55.
48 under 67.
As far as you can tell, he's just annoyed that he feels like his people are getting blamed for more shit. Like, you can tell there's a lot of drama that's happened in this community.
Can I roll to persuade him to understand that it's not about him, but it's about?
I mean, you can just, like, what are you trying to get out of this?
Yeah, I mean, it might not.
He has
It could
any,
just be
like-
him too and his viewpoints. We would have to talk
Yeah.
with other
I was
people.
more trying to see, is he potentially withholding anything that we want to investigate, or is he just being like, yeah, there's nothing?
Yeah,
and
best.
there really is
He's
nothing.
just. He doesn't think there's anything. He doesn't.
Is there anybody he knows that we could talk to about?
I doubt
That's
he's
fine.
going to tell us at this point.
I was gonna say, because who were the people that found the body? Because this is the only body.
The tribal chief found the body.
Okay.
Or their department did. That's where the coroner's report comes from.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's what's marked on the coroner's report, at least.
Because no other bodies have been found, right?
No,
No,
only
just-
this body. Which is why they're hesitant to call it a serial killer, but because it was such a gruesome event and it was for someone not American, they're worried it may kick up a storm with the Dutch government. So they're just
Yeah.
trying to throw the FBI at it to make the problem go away, look like we're doing everything we can. We're almost finished, don't worry about it. So do you guys have more questions for the sheriff or the state cop? Head to the coroner. You have the location of the green box. You know the location of some of the places where these bodies disappeared.
I head to the corner.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think the coroner is the logical next place to go.
Because then I feel after the coroner, I feel as though we should investigate the areas where the bodies were found. Not as soon as possible, just because those might also come up with some more information, whether they were looked at or not.
Would Spence have any contacts at like a museum or like somewhere he could like call somebody to look up records on this specific area?
You want to look up some anthropology?
Yeah, like anthropology about the folklore legends in this specific.
I mean, I don't think it'd be that crazy for you to like be able to call up some university and be like, "Hey, I'm so and so with the FBI. I'm curious about any blah 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 blah." It's just a
Well,
bureaucracy, you know?
Can I make
The other question would be: is this the original tribe of this area?
Well, we'd go back. I mean, they
Okay,
would know.
that's a complicated question. It's a reservation. They were forced there by gunpoint.
And there's
Exactly.
Can
It's the Apache.
can I assist Spence for his bureaucracy role? Like I make a call to the Pentagon to some people being like, hey, we're trying to get in contact with somebody from like a local university or a museum or something in the area for folklore to get contact information through like another contact.
I mean, yeah, you can. But like I said, you guys did do the human end, and he was being honest. Like he's like, there's no Apache myth about cannibalism or ritualistic sacrifice or anything.
Right,
Well, you
but
made
now
it sound more like
but-
he just had no idea. At least he wasn't lying to us, but like
No, he was more like offended by the insinuation.
well, right, but so now we're not so much directly looking at the Apaches, but we're looking at the English, the local region, the English, other tribes, anything else from throughout history that might have been brought up in the area.
Yeah, I'll let you guys make a bureaucracy roll to try and get a hold of an anthropologist.
Would that be
87 over 60.
Did mine roll?
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, you just got
got
a 30 out 30.
I definitely did good.
Critical failure. You suck.
What were you trying to do, Jack?
What?
What were you trying to do? Help?
I don't. Yeah, I guess.
While they're doing this, am I at the corner?
Yeah, we'll get there in a moment. So, what? I know, we're probably going to end here in the next 10, 15 minutes, don't worry. So, you guys send out a call, and it's going to take a minute to get the information. Like, you guys each send out some calls. It's going to take a minute. They're not immediately going to get back to you with this type of info. So, while you guys are making these calls, Gideon is going to the coroner in the morgue down there. Are you going as well, Janet?
Yeah.
I thought we were all driving there.
Yeah, we made our calls, and then at least how I feel like how I feel what happened with Dick was like he made his call and his contact was like, hey, give me some time to look into this, get back on this, and then I'm like, all right, hey, I'll call you back, and then went to the coroner.
Okay. So you guys go to the coroner's office. After waiting a few minutes, he brings you down to the morgue and, pulls out the slab and you see the small sheet there and he pulls it off and you see the little girl's body. And the coroner introduces himself as, let me double check the last name there because it won't show me. But you should be able to see him in the records.
Victor.
Victor Morgan. He's an African American man, like, maybe in his early 50s.
Hey, well, let me go down. Like, let me.
If you want to see what he's right there, he's just an elderly African American man. I have a spare mouse. I'll get that for next year.
I don't know what his date of birth is.
Because I was lazy and he's just the coroner. I can tell you he is not the big bad evil guy you need to be worried about.
Well, we already know it's Patty Holmes.
Yeah. And he, like, you know, lifts off the sheet and you can see what's described in the report. And he's like, obviously disturbed by it. And he's going over the finer details and, like, pointing out, like, you know, here's this. And he points to the puncture marks. And, we'll bring it up. He points to the puncture marks and explains that, like, he did take a sample from them and it was some sort of organic compound that he hadn't seen before, and he sent it off for testing. And also brought up it was strange how the body was so fluidless. Like, they're not 100% sure how long it was baking in the Arizona sun, but like there should have been more signs of decomposition from the fluids compared to the state of the body. And it's like almost like the body was drained of fluids and blood and other things like that. And he does note that due to the certain elevated markers in the body, that this most likely happened while the victim was still alive.
Oh,
The draining of the blood or the bite marks?
All of it. It looks like that happened while they were alive and led to their death and continued till they died.
I thought the coroner's report said the exanguation of blood was secondary to the bite marks.
Yes, it wasn't the cause. It was like the exsanguination wasn't like the immediate cause of death. Like, it was a secondary thing. But it looks like this child was chewed up and eaten alive.
That's fun.
And he does say, like, hey, we did take a bold of the teeth marks. We're sending them off to see if we can get some dental records from them. But
You're not going to.
he's not sure when that will come back. Again, it's the 90s.
Jack is gonna ask, well, did the teeth marks look like a man's or a woman's or?
It's like, best I can tell is they're human teeth.
You said that the body is in front of us, right?
Yeah. Like, the sheet's open,
so,
you
like,
can see this desiccated body of us.
Yeah, so like you see
Yeah, the top
Dick Bradley, like, he doesn't touch the body, but like he's like very closely looking. Can I roll to see if I see anything abnormal that maybe the coroner would have missed, not looking for like the supernatural kind of stuff?
Oh, speaking of that, you just reminded me. You are all, in fact, looking at the desiccated body of a toddler. I feel like that's a sanity.
No, this is normal.
No, this is normal shit. We've all seen. I mean, at least I feel like probably everybody, but maybe not even Jamin. Everybody has seen dead bodies at this point.
Okay, but hearing that a toddler got eaten alive by a human being, it's a sanity roll.
No.
I would say Jack has seen pretty nasty things with children.
Yes, but I'm making you roll sanity.
Damn it.
I'm not saying it's going to be a ton. Okay, who passed, who failed? Like, so many guys ran across the screen.
1 second.
I don't know. I need to reload
I
my
passed.
page. Give me a
Who
second.
passed?
I passed.
I I think I passed both on.
Bradley rolled like 6 times.
Mine's because it's not showing me
I passed.
anything. Give me a second.
Can you roll for me?
I
No,
could
you
try.
know, just do you want to
You
roll?
failed.
I rolled a 3 under 54, so I passed.
We'll just say it's 1 sanity damage if you failed.
Okay, so I'm at 49.
Why is my sanity so high?
That's not your sanity. That's your max sanity.
Hmm.
50's your sanity. Because your
Wow.
father's green killer. If you want, Anna, Janet can push it off on one of her bombs.
Oh, yeah.
Or she could just eat this 1 sanity damage for seeing the desiccated body of a dead child in front of her.
I was gonna say she'll probably just eat it this time. I mean, like she's seen short pictures of children, but it's different when you're actually seeing the child in person.
You said just 1, right?
Yeah, but if a child can't eat live, it's very much gonna be a cult
But
nature.
do you want to do that and roll a cult to see if there's any sort of
Yes.
Okay, so you're looking at so Abby is looking at this body, trying to see if there's anything that she'd recognize from like any occult or like human sacrifice or Satan,
Damn it!
anything like that. What do you roll?
Failed.
You failed. You don't notice anything.
Okay, so
Well,
what do you want me to? Do you want me to roll a cult as well, or
So
spot
you're looking
hidden?
for things that are not natural with the body.
That would be an 8 under 30.
The only thing you really notice is it's strange where the needle marks are.
Can I roll occult and unnatural?
You want to roll unnatural.
You
Like,
say
the fact that all these needle marks are like it doesn't make sense. That's the only thing that's throwing you off. Like it's less of like an.
I didn't mean to roll that. I don't know what I
It's
just did.
It's
Thanks,
just
guys.
weird. Someone, what did you roll, Nicholas?
I failed.
Okay. Like I said, it's just something's wrong. Like you can see why Delta Green got involved, especially because of the unknown organic compound that was apparently found in the sites of the what appeared to be
Are you
injection
trying
sites.
to eat a fucking candy cane right now, Fitz?
Hilarious.
He's trying to earn this money.
Her cat's trying to eat a candy cane. It's funny.
the cats you gave us are assholes.
The orange one seems healthy.
Garfield.
Garfield's the biggest asshole of them all.
So, but that's like the coroner is clearly disturbed by this and is very like he's never seen, and he even states so. He's like, I've never seen anything like this come across my desk. Usually, when it's bodies, it's folks who forgot to bring water on a hike in the desert, or car crashes, or someone who's been out there for a while getting chewed up by a coyote. Gunshot, stab. Someone falling, breaking their neck, shit like that. This is nothing like this has come across my desk before.
Hmm. Well, Dick looks at the corner. Thank you for your time. Appreciate what you do. I know that looking at dead bodies is hard enough as it is, but looking at the dead bodies of kids, especially when they've been mutilated and disgraced like this, I don't envy your job, mister. And Dick Bradley leaves.
For having to clean up whatever the fuck caused this mess. But I wish you guys luck. If you need anything, know where to find me.
Yes, sir.
Send us a message if you get those reports back.
All right, will do. I'll send them up to the sheriff. He has your information to get a hold of you. So, or up to the Major Garrett. But I'll make sure the information gets to you no matter what. And so, yeah, I think we'll call it here just because my wife's already annoyed.
I'm tired.
Yeah, Anna's ready for bed too.
That's why I figured 10 to 10:30. In 2 weeks, we'll meet again and continue to investigate. Good night, Abby.
Okay, guys.
Where are you?
All right. Well, everybody have a good night, and we'll see you next Monday for D&D.